Okay, guys, welcome back to another very, very special episode of Gear 182. We have two people here that I'm so excited. We get some hints that Mark really wanted to go back to work with with Fender for the Artist Series to get maybe a custom model, put out. So here the first one was the pink one, but maybe if you guys want to
Yeah.
say on how it came to be. The neck is obviously block inlays instead of the dot inlays, so maybe I'll let you guys kind of.
Stefan, while they're talking about it, will you hold yours up while they're talking about it?
Sure.
I can grab
Okay.
it.
Yes, please.
Oh, you got one
it's-
too?
Yeah.
Cool.
So if you want to, it's only if you want to grab it.
I think we all have one. Come on, Stefan. You gotta be yours too.
I got one right now.
There we go.
The pink on it's just
Look
Yeah.
how different it is in Stefan's
it's
camera shot and David's.
it's very different. That was the thing,
Yeah.
right? When it was first released, everyone that was posting pictures, it was always a different pink. Yeah, see, like
so
it's
different.
it's different in
Wow.
all three.
It's
Yeah.
almost like it's radioactive. It kind of glows. Do you know what I mean?
Radioactive, man.
It's gnarly.
It's
Somebody
it's so.
somebody teach me about this bass, like I don't know about it. How many were there? What about the color? It's a different shade of pink than Scully. Like, what's going on? What's this whole thing?
Definitely a different shade of pink. This is what Fender calls hot pink, which is not hot pink. We know that. Well, at this point, I don't know. Mark used to say that hot pink was a color made for Scully, but later on he came out with the whole discovery that it's not hot pink, that it's called hexachrome magenta. So it's also a really rad color because on a regular light it's gonna look really flat, really dull, but with stage light it looks really hot, really vibrant. With some other lights, it also looks neon. It's really like shiny, and even in the feeling this video we see it, and it's really like a bubblegum color, like not so bright, more flat pink. I don't know. I like that color, but it's not my favorite. And this one, it's what Fender used to call hot pink, which to me is more like a neon or fluorescent pink.
And yeah, like I was saying, every picture that you see, it's a different shade. And I remember, Brian, when you first saw it, you're like, oh, it's not the Scully, it's not the Scully. And then when you saw it in person, you're like, man, this is actually a really rad color when you see it in person.
Yeah, and Alan, doesn't the box say shocking pink on it? On the box?
I haven't. No, I haven't checked the packing slips. I have a few of them down here, but I don't think it has any specs on the color on the actual box.
I had like an SHK pink or something. That's why I was like,
I'll double check, I'll triple check right now, but I didn't see any specs aside of the
Okay.
serial number in there.
It's definitely
And
not
yeah,
the
we
same.
don't know. What's up? No, go David. Go David.
No, I was gonna say it's definitely not the same as the Matty B shock and pink. You can see like it's slightly kind of more like orangey red, whereas like the Matty B one's kind of more like candy floss like pink. You
Mhm.
know. So yeah, it's definitely different shades.
yeah.
Yeah.
So with
we
this,
know the first run. No, go for it.
no, I was just
gonna
gonna say, so with this one, you can tell it's more of a Mark Hoppus look as
Yeah.
on a Jaguar. So yeah, I'll let you speak though with it.
Yeah, it was basically what Mark wanted. And the difference between this guy and any actual signature model is that that if you are trying to buy a Troy Sanders Jaguar bass, it does have the same neck but with rosewood. It's still made in Mexico, but it's something that they made, production line. They're not gonna have to stop making something to make Troy Sanders basses. So for this run, and a lot of people they don't realize that, is that Mark went ahead. Well, Robert went ahead and talked to Fender. You know what? Mark wants signature basses. How can we make it work? And Fender said, well, just gotta buy them. So we're not gonna make them for you, but you gotta buy them, pay up front, and then we'll send them over for you. So for the first run, 50 basses, only limited amount of basses because he didn't know if they were even gonna sell. And a lot of people were giving, crap like, oh, this was also all scam for the Discord members. No, dude, like he paid up front out of his own money, 50 bases. And then he wasn't even certain that they were gonna sell. Luckily, they did sell out in the second run. That's why he was like, okay, let's do 300. It's just based on supply and demand. And I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a third run of hot pink after this newly. But yeah, a lot of people they didn't realize that he had to pay everything out of pocket.
Yeah, that's
I'm going to read off a message that I got to Alan that was a guy that wrote me and said, it's such crap that these things are like $1,300. If they had done this through Musician's Friend, they'd be like $600 or $700. Like because the Mark Hoppus was $500 back in the year 2000. So what's your response to that, Alan?
Inflation.
Well, not only
Yeah,
like you're not paying top money, because there were also people today telling me I'm paying top money for crappy high maintenance mark bass. Dude, like top money, go for a Keystone guitar. The entry price for a guitar is maybe $2,000. If you want a custom, a custom shop guitar by Fender, is gonna start maybe at 300. I mean 3,000, 3,500. So if you want a Squire bass and then you want to mod it up, yeah, you can pay 700, and it's gonna have the same specs. And at the end of the day, when you replace the pickups, when you replace the electronics, the hardware, you're gonna end up spending the same 1,200 than you could have just spent straight up with high maintenance mark. But I don't know. Yeah, I get that a lot. I get it like, why do you sell your basses for 1,200, 1,400? I'm like, yeah, you want active preamp, you want 2 pickups, you want an Fender American neck, and you want custom mark. Yeah, everything just gonna add up. And it's not only that, it's the time and everything. I try to be as friendly as I can, but
I try to tell people all the time, like, this isn't the year 2000. The Jim Root Jazzmaster that's Mexican made is like $1,700. Like, if this Hoppus had been released through Musician's Friend, it would be $1,600, $1,700.
Oh,
and
for sure.
people are like, it'd be $800. No, it wouldn't. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I think that they did a pretty tremendous job on this. And again, just like we were saying before, it's even that the pink is not the pink that we might have wanted in the beginning. I do, I've really grown to like this shade.
There's a few subtle differences that I know some people were a bit kind of uneasy of, and one of them, the big one, being that it's actually the Fender pickups and not the Seymour Duncan quarter pounders. And I think a few people were kind of like, oh my god, why has he not used, why are they not putting the quarter pounder pickups? But Fender make it, they're going to put in Fender pickups, right? They want to sell their product.
That's it, yeah. And to keep the cost out of it.
Well, another thing as well, isn't it, Alan, is the neck is actually a P neck, but they just put a Jaguar decal on the neck.
Something that I also got a lot of talk with a lot of people. They were like, dude, I don't get it why they actually used a Jaguar neck, and Fender description says that it's a P neck. No, dude, if you get some calipers, it's a P thickness neck, and they have the liberty to do anything with the decal. They can even put a Stratocaster in that one, but it's a P neck with a Jaguar decal on. And like we were talking about the pickups, I'm pretty sure that if Fender would have gone for the quarter pounders, they would have been at least 200 more up for sale.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Alan. At the time as well, there's like a global shortage of quarter pound pickups, right? Because no one could get them. So they had a choice of either delaying the bass by months and months and months, or releasing it with Fender pickups.
Yeah, exactly. I think it was based on the shortage that they had. Even for me, there was a time that for Duncan's website, and they were like, yeah, the estimated delivery time is going to be 3 months. I'm like, dude, I got to go through, I don't know, eBay, third party. And I think for that set, I ended up paying $150 while they were still $79. And after that, when they caught up on all the production, they went up to $99. So any Seymour Duncan quarter pounders right now, they're about $100 if you want to buy them.
Yeah, they've gone up, right?
So before we end this one up, so Mark is using the Daphne Blue one on tour, which is honestly pretty cool. He's changed a couple things, from it being you can take off the wall to tour. So a couple things that I can see on here, but I'll let you guys kind of explain more maybe what else was, if anything else was added. So he has.
Maybe do you want to go with the neck?
Yeah.
Was that sorry?
You want to go ahead and explain why he's swapping the neck? You just want to be the mean guy and tell us that he's old and he can't play a precision bass anymore.
Yeah, so like traditionally P bass necks are pretty chunky,
Beefy,
they're pretty thick in your hand. And Mark, being Mark, he's got access to a lot of basses. He tried a jazz bass neck. Was like, hey, this is good to play. So there's been a real kind of like, it was a massive shock in the Discord. Everyone's like, what? Mark's playing jazz necks for the first time. What the hell? So he could be switching some necks for jazz necks. But he did also say, Alan, didn't he, that he said, I change my mind every couple of weeks. So
Yeah.
we haven't had confirmation that he's gone all out jazz necks for everything. But he was definitely considering it, apart from on Scully.
And David, you would know, like the Mark Hoppus basses from the early 2000s, like that one with that neck, it feels thinner than the modern P bass necks. Like it
100%.
does feel thinner. It's hard to explain.
Especially the Mark II. I don't know why, but this one, the neck feels like the profile is super slim. You probably won't be able to tell on camera, but it's probably one of the nicest necks I've played.
And then you go to a music shop and you play like a 2022 Fender and it feels fat, like on a P bass.
like a baseball bat in your hand.
Yeah, and you're like, wait, this doesn't make sense. Yeah. So maybe Mark's always kind of liked a little bit of a thinner neck, and it just.
I think so.
He didn't realize, and he was like, "Oh, maybe for some songs. There's some songs that are a little bit harder for me to play on a P neck, like
Carousel, maybe. Yeah.
No, not even like even in the higher frets. Well, in the first frets, Kings of the Weekend is really hard for me to play on a P neck.
Yeah.
That's why I grab. That's a secret. Most of my basses, they have jazz necks. I don't like the thickness of a P neck. So since I got the freedom to put any decal I wanted, I use jazz necks for all these guys. So I play them, easier. But some songs like Carousel or I don't know, anything that has a lot of octaves, it may be easier just to play on a jazz neck.
Oh, that makes sense. And then obviously the pickups he changed on this Daphne Blue one that he currently has.
Yeah, he went for quarter pounders right away.
To, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his staple
Can't
sound.
break the signature sound, isn't it?
So he came up with the pink one. He did 2 runs of that, and then he switched to a Daphne Blue. And made how many would these made? 300?
300.
Yes.
Wasn't it? Yeah. But he has mentioned maybe another pink round, right, Alan?
Yeah, it's 90% sure they're gonna do another pink run, and maybe not a third color that hasn't been decided yet.
Yellow.
Yeah, we got to use graffiti yellow. I think Brian and I were talking, offline about it before too. But like, if he released a graffiti yellow, I know, in the Discord he was saying he's not a big fan of the yellows, but just the fact that, like, I think the reason why the pink one sold so well too is it is a custom color. You can't really just go into a music store and pick up Daphne Blue. Yeah, there's Daphne Blues out there, but a graffiti yellow, that would be amazing.
Yeah, it would
if we
be
could get that out.
Money.
You probably get people that might not even be a fan of Blink just getting it for the color because there's a bass in a shockingly cool yellow.
It's one you can't get, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
I remember 2 instances. Now I know this isn't the Jaguar bass, but when I was a kid, my dad listened to a lot of like obscure jazz and blues music, and there was this female bass player in the band. She was playing a shell pink MK1 Hoppus in the jazz band. And then one time I went to a Mexican restaurant, and the guy was playing like a Paisley guitar, and the other guy was playing a shell pink Hoppus MK1, and I was like, dang, people are really digging this bass that aren't even like punk.
Yep.
So cool.
It's really versatile for a lot of genres.
Oh, yeah.
It's really amazing.
Yeah, I really do like the Daphne Blue. I think I've always liked Daphne Blue on guitars, but if they were to make it graffiti yellow, that'd be pretty rad. But
Surf green would sell well.
Surf green,
sure.
Yeah.
I think he was also considering a sunburst as well, right, David? Last year before they came out with the Daphne Blue.
I would love for them to do this because for me, like the whole kind of Plus 44 era, like the sunburst bass is like it's so iconic to that era, and I would love. Have you got one, Stefan?
Which one? Sorry.
Brian. Sorry.
Oh, I just love it, and I love the sunburst look with the black guard. I'm surprised Alan's never made one. Like it.
Working on it. Yeah, I'm gonna make a replica of the Plus 44, but the relic one first. And then I'm going to give it a try to one of the Jaguars. Let's see how it goes.
I love Sunburst. It looks so cool.
Yeah.
Anything else with the production models that we might have missed?
I think we covered everything.
Yeah. Well, I guess the only other slight difference with the production models is they shipped with Fender strings, whereas Mark always played the Ernie Bulls.
Yeah.
Pinks, right? Yeah.
And if you want to hear the difference between the Ernie Bull strings and the Fender strings and the basses, you can check out a really good tone test on YouTube by some weirdo called David Sully. Promo in there.
We'll definitely link it in the.
Stefan, can you put a link to that in the description?
100%. If just before we end it, if you guys haven't known, David actually does the our intro music. So you did an acoustic rendition of it too that I think we'll try to incorporate in the video before I put it out.
Yeah, we've said this for years that Stefan and I are not talented. We're not knowledgeable. David is so good at music. Alan is so good at crafting. Me and Stefan can't do anything. We're not good at anything. Not even opinion. So,
I can barely turn on my computer.
Yeah.
Hey, what they don't know is I spent like an hour trying to figure my computer out to do this.
Did we miss anything at all with the Jaguars that we wanted to still talk about before we might end it off?
I guess my question is Alan, do you think Mark will ever go back to a jazz bass, or are we done with those?
He's bringing Scully on tour, right?
Oh yeah.
He's bringing 2 jazz basses on tour.
Yeah.
He's bringing Scully, and he's bringing this guy too on tour.
Sick.
Man.
So we don't know. I would love to see him play jazz basses, but to be honest, my favorite jazz he got rid of. If he would still have this guy right here, I would literally pay anything for that one. But I know that
a lot of fans may not know that he got rid of that one. What about?
Yes, I don't know who bought it. I don't know who. If anyone bought it, I don't know if he just gave it away, but I know it's not part of his inventory anymore. I think he gave it away, or he got rid of it around the same time that he got rid of the fluorescent pink jazz bass with the black octo that he gave to Josh. So, I don't know, this guy, instead of,
then he gave a random fan the black on black, yeah.
Exactly, yes. So, I don't know. He may go back to jazz basses, he may not, but he may swap the necks for jazz necks, and he may not. I don't know. With this guy, he can say something today, and tomorrow he's going to change his mind. So, he's really unpredictable.
Well, when you have everything at your fingertips, I mean, why not, eh?
Exactly, yeah. You got access to everything you want. I'm going to try to talk to Dylan. I'm going to try to talk to Brian, his tech, and, gather as much information as I can before the tour starts, and, keep everyone updated on that.
Oh, that'd be awesome. David, anything left from you?
No, just thanks for having us, chaps. It's been a pleasure talking gear and stuff. It's been really rad.
Oh, trust me, the pleasure is definitely on our side over here. So I know, David. Well, if you want to plug your what you're doing, kind of in our link below, I'll get that from you, and then we can show it off.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Get ready for this.
All right, guys. Well, I think that's it, David. If you want to maybe play us off, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Cool. Cut that last note, because that was definitely a string out of tune there.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you guys later. Bye for now.
Bye.